drone.
Watch it. Heavy gunner.
Scanning the location.
Let me get a clean shot. Moving in. On your go, Ghost Lead.
Moving to position. Careful. There's an enemy drone on target. Ready, boss.
Clear. They're gone.
Well done.
Spotted one. There.
That's the stuff.
Wolf-sided.
Enemies on alert. Stay quiet.
Roger. Getting in position.
Roger. Moving.
All set. Wolf-sided.
Got a commander out there. I'll show you the area.
Pounding the size of my brain. Killed him.
Holy shit. Nice shot, boss.
Let's kill them dead or in shit. They're out there. I know. Keep looking. We'll find them. Find them. They're here. Son of a bitch is out here somewhere. Soldiers, I got eyes! Okay. Let's go.
Enemy over there.
Where's Gibson?
You heard everything I know.
There's a hostile. Got a hostile position there. Preacher march! Eyes on hostile! Located a bad guy over there.
Stay focused. Drop those hostiles. Keep tight. Check your positions.
Nice, Ghost Lead! Hostile spotted there.
Keep your focus, men! Light 'em up.
Hostile in sight. There. Positive ID on a commander.
Light him up!
Raj,
Grenade! Raj, here it comes.
Hope this works.
target hit. Combat drone deployed.
The drone will give us an extra edge.
That's the stuff!
These assholes are dead!
I hit one. Negative contact here. You're the rally point.
Roll out! I'll find you later!
Eyes on sniper. Commander on the objective.
Let me see what we're up against.
We've got a leg up on them.
Moving to the target.
Raj, moving to the target.
Stay vigilant. Prepared to fire.
Eyes on the sniper.
First off, spooked the shit out of her, but I respected that. She was a complete lunatic. I'm glad she's dead.
Copy, boss. Moving there. Set here, boss. They're smoked.
Rock and roll.
Scanning the location. We are wildly outnumbered. Be careful.
I need some information. I suggest you give it to me.
You're one of them ghosts, aren't you? From the helos we took down?
Where are you holding Dr. Sigrid Bloom?
Why is a soldier like you working with terrorists?
Quit stalling!
Boom's in transit. A convoy's on its way here.
Much obliged.
More than
The outcasts have been mucking things up here for a long time now. Stone's gunning for them. All of them. They are gonna burn. Just make sure you're ready to burn with them.
For the record, I'm gonna follow up on this. If I find out you gave me bad intel, we're gonna see each other again. And I'm not gonna be civil.
Hostile identified. Over there. Marking a breacher.
I'll show you the area.
I swear I'm going in blind.
Scan shows a ton of hostiles. I'll get a scan for you. We are wildly outnumbered. Be careful. Scanning the area.
This'll help.
There's a whole swarm of them.
Outstanding.
Okay, let me see what we got here. Stay vigilant. Many hostiles in scan.
Clean kill, Ghost.
All I'm saying is drones don't care about us.
There's no one
They
here.
don't care about shit.
Whatever,
Some
just keep
programmer doesn't tell them to care about. Somebody says leave me behind. Guess what it's gonna do?
Wish I could leave you behind.
Moving to position.
Getting in position.
How are we supposed to care about each other if we can't spend a night in the bar together?
Ready,
or
boss.
wake up in a public
Radio
bathroom
op as good
10
as
minutes
dead.
before roll call.
If it makes you feel better, I don't give a flying shit about you, man. Drone probably cares more.
Let me get my eyes on him, Ghost Lead.
We're all down. Way to
Good
get
hits.
some.
They more than outnumber us. Take care.
In there.
Reacher on the objective. Get going. I'll find a way to catch up. Go. Over there.
Dr. Bloom. Dr. Sigrid Bloom?
Dr. Bloom stepped out for a moment. Can I take a message?
Ito sent me.
Harui. And who does that make you?
You can call me Nomad.
If you wanted to sue your parents for naming you, I think you'd have a case.
Actually, my Uncle Sam gave it to me. We're still on pretty good terms.
Of course. American military, some kind of special forces. Secret squirrel, no doubt. Hey, thanks for coming to the party.
Ain't over yet. Sit tight. So how'd the head of a hospital find out about a weapons shipment?
I knew that was you. The whole island's been hearing about your handiwork since that shipment went missing. What's the point of you secret squirrels if you're no good at keeping your work secret?
What can I say? I've always been a show-off. You never answered my question.
How about that?
Come on.
You'd be surprised what you can overhear in a cocktail dress. Hey, and what about my question? You never answered that either.
How about that?
Hey, secret squirrel?
Dr. Bloom, what's up?
Sigrid.
Sigrid. Something on your mind?
Nature, namely the call of the wild.
Huh. No can do.
Hey, I'll make it quick. They make bushes on this island, don't they?
Yeah, better we make it to our destination.
Where is that? You still haven't said. And when can I drop by my place?
That's all over, Doc. As of now, you're a fugitive. You understand, right?
Yeah, that's too bad. There's a paint by numbers I've been looking forward to finishing.
Won't be much longer now. Sit tight. You my contact? You look like a woman with, friends in low places.
Something we've got in common.
Yeah.
Get Dr. Bloom. Thanks. She's the first of us to stand up to Skell and see his endgame for what it was. We'll take good care of her.
Nice to finally meet you face to face.
Secret squirrel. Likewise. And thank you again.
You know how you got caught?
They picked me up thinking I'd know something about a lieutenant named Becker who disappeared. I know her, but I had no idea she was missing. Becker didn't even know that I was with the outcasts.
Well, you're safe for now. You better lay low for a while.
And live the fugitive life. No, there's too much to do.
Let's go.
Do me a favor. I won't be able to meet with Harui for a while. When you see her, thank her for me.
Consider it done.
I want radio.
Brute Squad, nice to see you. Shouldn't you be out installing a puppet dictator or something?
Keep teasing me and you might make me cry.
One can dream. So, there's a new list going around Sentinel. A bunch of high-priority targets, all green-lit.
That's promising. Thinking of doing some recruiting?
Better. I just heard from Sigrid. #1 on the list is a Lieutenant Anna Becker. Supposedly, she's a deserter already on the lam and wants to run with the cool kids. She says she's got valuable intel, but it makes you wonder...
What might Sentinel be willing to expose to corner the outcasts?
You earned yourself a gold star.
I remember her name. She was on the run when Sigrid got caught. Sentinel seemed to want her pretty bad.
You should talk to Sigrid. She's holed up in a construction site near Liberty, east of One Finger Cove. She'll know where to find Becker.
So Project Deus. That sounds ominous. What can you tell me?
Look, I'd really prefer not to talk about it.
I get that you're not a fan, but why all this? A rebellion over a rich guy's pet project? It doesn't track.
What's there to track? Apparently, during their giant asshole convention, the meatheads at Skeltec came up with a way to cheat death. Project Deus is their elitist method of transferring the minds of the richest 0.1% into computers. It's not hard to figure out where that leaves the rest of us. So excuse me if I'm a little pissed off.
Jesus, surviving death by living on as a machine. Doesn't sound much like surviving to me.
Me either. It's in the name, Brute Squad. Project Deus isn't about cheating the god of death, it's about becoming him. For these people, it means absolute power. That's what the outcasts are fighting against.
You been all right since Madeira left? I realize I never asked.
I knew Madeira was never gonna be a guerrilla fighter. I think I knew. But living like this, you start to need people, not just depend on them. Would have been nice if she left on her own steam, though.
Whatever anger you've got is yours to own. All I did was tell Madeira the truth about Skell and the outcasts so she'd know what she was getting into. Not my fault if she took issue with some of your choices. Your bunch have a lot of potential, Haruhi, but you can't take back what you've already done. You've just gotta do better.
Fair enough.
Well, what do you say?
We'll keep working together for now, Brute Squad, while things are mutually beneficial.
How did Sigrid get mixed up with the outcasts?
You mean who corrupted her? You know the story. The rich girl everyone thinks is an angel.
So she was critical of Skell early on.
She was a star citizen until she spoke up against transhumanism. Then she found the body and cerebral enhancement projects and started holding meetings with like-minded individuals. Only reason she didn't join the fight earlier is because she hates violence.
If she's such a pacifist, how come she's still supporting the outcasts?
Wasn't always smooth sailing. There were a lot of disputes early on. But then Sentinel instituted martial law. I think she felt some responsibility and couldn't live with the idea of people being terrorized by a corporate militia. So she started seeing things differently.
Wars have a way of complicating things.
Bottom line, Sigrid had our back. She fed us intel and saved our asses more times than I can count.
Your people look like they're barely holding it together.
What, you mean these nerd farmers aren't ready for Brute Squad boot camp? It was hard enough turning these pocket-protecting 4-H'ers onto vandalism, but infiltration and sabotage? It's a goddamn miracle that we've survived this long. But we're not fooling ourselves. We know at the end of the day, we're just standing with our fingers in a dike.
Yeah, well, the tide's coming in. Surviving off the grid is one thing, but if you don't start punching above your weight, you're gonna get slaughtered. If you don't think your lot's up for that, best thing would be to scatter to the wind.
If not us, then who?
Let me ask you something. Why South Cape Station? Liberty's right next door, and it wouldn't take much for Sentinel to surround you and cut you off from everything.
It's rare that outcast cells stay put more than a few days. Nature of the beast, I guess. With this place, we were just looking for something more permanent where we could stockpile supplies and safeguard assets. The landfill keeps away Sentinel and Skeller tourists from the capital. We're right near to our fields of operation and close enough to Sentinel that we won't show up on radar. As far as security's concerned, the creek does a decent job of keeping us hidden, and looking out at the cabins is a bonus.
How did Sentinel Corp take control of Aroa?
Skell hired them to deal with us initially once he realized that he had some resistance against transhumanism, his own private militia. They started making arrests, so a few of us went to ground and our sympathizers followed, thinking they'd leave us alone once we were outside of the cities.
But they didn't.
Stone got permission to operate outside Liberty and Infinity, and Skell let him set up shop in the Cold War installations to patrol the wild. Once they got there, they did just enough to keep us at bay, while using us as cover to bring in men and vehicles, which he hid from Skell in some underground bunkers, which of course are now called Camp Ferret and Camp Weasel.
Son of a bitch has a sense of humor.
We were watching the whole thing happen. And when they grew strong enough, they took over. They literally came up out of the ground. Skell had no idea what hit him.
Came across some soldiers in masks. Know anything about them?
Wolves. They're elite and they answer directly to Walker. We noticed them around after Sentinel Corp took over. My guess is they were hidden in one of the underground bases before then. They're bad news from what I can tell. But they mostly just run drills and ignore us altogether, so we do the same.
Where can I find them, if I were inclined?
Don't know why you would be, but they've got a few little fortresses around. Biggest one is Shark Base, an old US sub-base dug into a cliff on the south coast. Wolves keep a close eye on it, so nobody knows what's in there.
If I was looking for a fight, where should I go?
With Sentinel Corp, you that hard up?
Trigger finger needs its exercise.
Well, Sentinel patrols the city centers and industrial complexes pretty heavily, though there's always civilians around, so I'd keep away from those if you can help it. Then there's the settlements they built when they first got here, in the southwest and northeast, where they keep their reserve garrison and store resources.
That sounds like more fun than anybody should be allowed to have.
If you're looking for more of a skirmish, you could check out one of Auroa's many Cold War-era bunkers left courtesy of Uncle Sam. They also set up some transportable structures and took over some Skell architecture. Basically, if you see a green storage container-looking thing, Sentinel's probably nearby. Of course, if you don't feel like looking that hard, they patrol most of the island 24/7, so you could just pick a spot and wait.
I want to know about the bombing.
It was a mistake.
There was nothing strategic about the Skell Foundation. It was an office building. You weren't even at war yet, so why do it at all?
Attention? Skelltech completely ignored us when we tried to meet with them about transhumanism. We've been getting the runaround in Auroa's parliament, who were a bunch of Skelltech groupies anyway. There was no other way to get people to wake up about what was really happening.
Well, you're the reason Skell brought Sentinel Corp to Auroa. Is he awake enough for you?
Skell deserves what he's getting. At least there's justice in that. But no, I didn't want this.
Is it over? Or do you plan on playing terrorists some more?
We aren't terrorists. We were activists who went too far. Now I'm not sure what we are. But causing civilian casualties again would destroy whatever ethical glue is still holding us together.
How do the outcasts manage to sustain themselves out here?
Barely. None of us have the skills or equipment to farm or fish. Even if we did, it'd bring us a boatload of attention that we couldn't afford. Once in a while, a civilian will leave some food at a dead drop, but it's risky and never much. Best bet's always to steal from farms and raid Sentinel supplies, but of course they're protected. Then there's still the matter of getting the supplies out to as many cells as possible while avoiding detection.
Nobody thinks about food at first. That's why so many groups who call themselves revolutionaries end up as bandits. Even if you don't think it's possible now, you'll want to be careful you don't drift that way. I was out at Darkwood Island. It looked like Skell built a city and abandoned it. Unless he's planning on turning Auroa into a movie backlot, I can't quite figure out why he'd do something like that.
How else would he test the AI in his drones? The archipelago is chock full of dedicated training fields.
God damn it. The ones training there were combat models. Sentinel's building a whole army. Can you tell me why Sentinel's got a prison set up in the survival shelter complex?
Nope, never been. Never planned to either, but I've heard about it. Given Skell's vision, it doesn't seem too far-fetched. An illegal prison in a remote fortress, on top of a mountain, surrounded by ice and snow where no one in their right mind would go looking? No offense.
None taken, but the size of the place is insane. It looked like you could fit Auroa's whole population up there.
I can't see a scenario where Sentinel would use all the space, but clearly they were thinking big, which gives one pause.
Well, I retired Ilse Herzog, who was running the place, but I'm sure that's not going to do anyone any good. We'll just have to see. Did you know anything about Madeira's husband being kept in the cryo chambers in eternity?
I knew he had ALS, of course, and how difficult it was for Paula when he went into a coma 5 years back. Hate to say it like this, but it seemed to me that Paula had moved on. I was surprised as shit when I heard he was still alive.
Even Skell's got his good points.
Hitler liked art.
Really? Hitler?
Skell was playing God. Just because he helped out a friend one time doesn't make him any less dangerous. Almost glad he never found a cure. He'd have had Madeira forever, not to mention something to sell for a fortune. You want to work with Skell? I can't stop you. But you'd better make sure you're using him and not the other way around.
I've dealt with a few snakes in my time. Skell's nothing special.
Whatever. You're gonna do what you want to do, so he's your problem. But don't let him become mine. If he ever compromises the outcasts, even you won't be able to protect him from me.
What's up with the security center?
It's a security center?
A penitentiary in Skell's personal paradise of freedom?
It popped up pretty much right after the outcasts started kicking up dust about Skell's agenda. They sold it to Parliament as a place to hold troublemakers before they could be transferred off the island. But of course, when Sentinel showed up, Skell handed them the keys to help them with their peacekeeping. Weirdly, Sentinel didn't really use it. Not sure if it was too small or what. Most outcast and civilian inmates get sent up to the prison that used to be the survival shelters in Good Hope Mountain.
How do you manage to keep so many combat supplies for the rebellion?
Well, Sentinel keeps a close eye on frags, C4, and landmines, so they're an unholy bitch to get. Most of our explosives are homemade from flashbangs or diversion grenades we find hanging around security facilities. If you want the good stuff, you're gonna have to raid Sentinel outposts. With any luck, you might be able to find a stash in the Cold War installations, but even those tend to have a Sentinel infestation problem.
In a past life, I was an exterminator. Any advice for a fight in World 2.0?
The name of the game is take out their drones faster than they can launch them. It's a bitch, but that's why we always carry jammers that'll shut off any live drone or vehicle happening by. At least for a while. Another option would be to make your peace with the devil and use sync-shot drones to take out specific targets.
Sync-shot drones?
They only target humans, though. They can't target drones. There's also a variation on the Legion drone, the ones in the drone swarm. They're like little flying guns that basically take aim in any direction and wait for a signal to execute their target.
Got any lying around?
No can do. We mostly leave those things alone. Kind of goes against what we're trying to be.
Sounds like just another weapon to me.
If you're inclined, you can get them hot out of the oven from Skelltech labs or assembly lines. Hell, even some startups might have them. And come to think of it, the Omega Center ought to have plenty.
See you later, Haruhi.
Not if I see you first, Brute Squad.
Just think, not too long ago, we were coding for Skell.
Shit, they found us! Be on guard!
Eyes on hostile! Got a CO on site.
Crush them!
Got a hostile position there.
Stay out of sight!
back!
One more win for us! Sentinel can't survive! They know they can't tangle with us! One more win for us!
Secret squirrel. I've been thinking about you since I took up the fugitive life.
I should have shirts made. What would Nomad do?
Lieutenant Becker, come here, please. Where's Harui? I keep hoping she'll learn how to be the adult in the room.
You just give her some time. She'll come along. I heard you're in a tough spot.
Well, we can cross sleeping in a construction site off my bucket list.
Yeah, life's harsh, huh?
Worse than you think. Stone's not interested in destroying the outcasts. They take the blame for everything that goes wrong in Aurora.
Then what keeps Stone up at night?
If there's one thing he fears, it's the civilians. We spent most of our time beating the shit out of regular people. It's not who I want to be.
So then you try to get off the island.
I thought my security clearance get me past the drones. Shocker, they blew me out of the water.
We found her on the shore. Tell him what you were carrying.
3 airtight suitcases full of deployment details, mission records, watch lists, arrest orders.
Evidence.
No government in the world could afford to look away.
I'll find those suitcases.
The wreck washed up on a beach at the foot of Bleak Hill. With any luck, the cases are still inside.
Those drones did one hell of a number on this thing. It's a wonder Becker made it out in one piece. The suitcases must be spread around somewhere. I hope.
Hostile identified. Over there. Got a hostile position there. Roger, moving to target.
Roger, moving.
On your go, Ghost Lead.
I'm set to take out the target.
Got him. They're down.
Nice shooting.
I'll size him up. Starting scan. Ready, Ghost Lead. Have a look at these results. Helping you out!
Combat drones flying.
Won't know what hit him. Water grenade, behind. That'll do some damage.
Clean kill.
Contact! Eyes on
Hostile, there.
Stand close. Drop those things. Dead.
Get him. Drones decommissioned.
The extra firepower would have helped.
Watch the drone overhead.
Hi. Relax. No need to be afraid. It would be a huge help if you could point me in the direction of this place.
What you're looking for is here.
Many thanks, stranger. Hey, don't be afraid. I believe you ordered intel retrieval.
Rain, sleet, or snow, huh?
Consider us satisfied customers.
Sentinel's soldiers aren't far behind me. They weren't exactly pleased with my service.
Sentinel incoming!
Speak of the devil.
This calls for...
Really appreciate it. Goodbye.
He's down.
I'm not gonna die for that.
hit.
Hostile
Go.
is hit. Repeat.
Copy that, boss.
Damn. Nice one, killer.
Hey! Here! They're here!
Hostiles are on alert.
Where did they all come from?
They're everywhere. Don't let them take
Smoke
Sigrid.
'em.
Copy. Open it up.
I'm not gonna die for
Hostiles
that.
hit.
They're everywhere.
I bet you this was Becker's plan all along.
Hostile spotted there.
I know I shouldn't have
That's the
volunteered
stuff.
for this.
Please tell me there's another way out.
Battery's empty. That's the last of them here.
They're trying to
Move it
pin
to your
us down.
position.
Got a hostile.
I knew I shouldn't have volunteered for this.
They're everywhere.
I bet you this was Becker's plan all along.
Whew, nice.
They're trying to pin us down.
Got one.
Open up.
Copy.
Everybody, find cover. Don't let them
Got
take
one.
Sigrid.
Shot one of them.
We're gonna die. Shit, they're everywhere.
I bet you this was Becker's plan all along.
Contact. Open up. Blasted him. I got your 6. Time to earn up. Grenade. Clean hit.
Engaging.
I knew I shouldn't have volunteered for this.
I'm not gonna die for Becker. Don't let him.
This area's clear. Coming to you.
Everybody, find cover. Where did they all come from?
How the hell did they find us?
Probably picked up your scent when they found the shipwreck. Bet they regret that now.
Is it a rule in Special Forces that you have to be a bastard? I knew some of these men, and they deserve to be judged by more than their uniforms.